evening, and welcome to another edition of Attack Rap. Co-host Zach Scribner, joined by Adrien Mousseau, and a big welcome to our guest, Ethan Burroughs, for the second time on the show, and newcomer Nick Porco. Guys, thank you for taking the time. And the intro question for today is, did you guys take in any of the exciting football over this past weekend for the divisional games?
Yeah, I got to watch the late night game. Well, not really late, but the Bills game. That was a pretty probably the best game of football I've ever watched. So that was pretty unreal to see.
Yeah, same with Burr. Me, Oki, and Denny were watching the Chiefs and Bills game, and it was crazy. So I don't watch a ton of football, but I was able to watch that full game, and it was pretty wild.
I was going to say, I don't think you had to be a big football fan to truly appreciate what Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes did there Sunday night. But let's go with some stuff around the league, starting with the OHL Player of the Week. Flint Firebirds forward Riley Piercy is the OHL Player of the Week, scoring 4 goals while adding 3 assists for 7 points and 3 victories to go with a plus-minus rating of +3. Piercy scored in all 3 of those games, helping the Firebirds climb to within 3 points of first place in the West Division with wins over Guelph, Saginaw, and Kitchener. OHL Goalie of the Week is a familiar name to Attack fans. Matt Guzda of the Barrie Colts is the Goalie of the Week, going 2-0-0 with a 1.49 goals against average and a .956 save percentage. Guzda stopped 65 of the 68 shots he faced last week, helping the Colts score home wins over divisional rivals Sudbury and North Bay. And of course, it's the second time Guzda's earned Goalie of the Week honors this year. And Cedric Gaindon was named the Huron Tractor Attack Player of the Week. Gaindon recorded 3 goals and added an assist through the 3 games played this past weekend. This included an offensive outburst Friday night in Sarnia, as the rookie center collected 3 points with a pair of goals and an assist. He sits 12th among league rookies in both total points and goals scored. Looking at the OHL standings, the Sioux Greyhounds have a slim lead for the top spot in the Western Conference. They have 45 points, 2 ahead of the London Knights, who have 4 games in hand over the Sioux. The red-hot Flint Firebirds are just 1 point behind London. Flint's on a 3-game win streak and have won 7 of their past 10. The Guelph Storm sit 4th in the conference, 1 point behind Flint, but also 1 point ahead of the 5th-place Windsor Spitfires. The Owen Sound Attack are 6th in the conference. They're 1 point ahead of the Sarnia Sting. The Kitchener Rangers hold the last playoff spot, but are only 1 point ahead of Saginaw. And the Erie Otters remain 10th with 27 points. In the Eastern Conference, the Mississauga Steelheads continue to lead the East with 50 points. The Kingston Frontenacs and North Bay each have 43 points, giving them the 2 and 3 seed. Hamilton sits in 4th place despite a big loss from their roster, which we'll get to momentarily. The Barrie Colts are 5th in the conference with 39 points, 2 ahead of the 6th place Oshawa Generals. In 7th are the Ottawa 67s with 34 points, and Sudbury currently holds the last playoff spot, but they're only 2 points ahead of the Peterborough Petes, and sitting last in the conference is the Niagara Ice Dogs. There's a tie for the top spot in the OHL scoring race. Wyatt Johnson and Brandon Coe each have 63 points on the season. Rory Cairns is only 2 points behind them. 4th is Lucas Edmonds of Kingston with 58. That's 2 points ahead of Matvey Petrov of the North Bay Battalion. In 6th is Luke Evangelista with 54 points, 1 ahead of Flint Firebirds forward Brennan Othman. Emmett Sproul of the Petes is 8th with 48 points. And then we have a 3-way tie for 9th in league scoring. Former attack forward Mitch Russell, Luca Del Bel Blues in Mississauga, and Oilers prospect Ty Tullio of the Oshawa Generals each have 47 points. And turning over to the Attack's top 10 in scoring, Denny Gould continues to lead the way with 33 points. And then we have a 4-way tie for second. Guest Ethan Burroughs, Servac Petrovsky, Cedric Gaindon, and Stepan Makachek each have 24. That leaves Gavin Bryant in 6th with 19 points, 1 ahead of guest Nick Porco. Colby Barlow is expected back in the lineup soon. He's 8th in team scoring with 15 points, 1 ahead of William Portocalis. And rounding out the top 10 is Thomas Chafe with 13. Just a quick announcement from the province of Ontario. Their plan to safely reopen Ontario, which takes effect next Monday, January 31st. It affects the following home games: February 5th against Guelph, the 6th against London, Saturday, February 12th, the Attack are home to Kitchener, a rescheduled game against the Barrie Colts Tuesday, February 15th, Wednesday the 16th against the Rangers, Saturday, February 19th, the Attack hosts the Sioux Greyhounds, and then the 20th against Kitchener. In those games listed above, 500 fans prohibiting of food and drink services will be allowed in the building. All season tickets where games are limited to 500 games. 500 fans will be credited to season ticket member accounts for all games listed above. Starting February 23rd, a Wednesday against the London Knights, 50% capacity will be in place, and fans must remain seated while eating or drinking. and then effective March 14th, 100% capacity back at the Bay Shore. And then before we begin the show, a quick shout out to two former Attack players and some OHL alumni as well. Last night, Michael McNiven got his first taste of NHL action. He came in relief of Caden Primo. McNiven allowed 3 goals on 7 shots, but still a big congratulations to him of the Montreal Canadiens. Next, former Attack defenseman Damir Sharip-Zianov for being named to the Russian Olympic Committee men's hockey team. And like I mentioned a few minutes ago, a big loss to the Hamilton Bulldogs as Mason McTavish was announced to Team Canada's men's Olympic hockey team today. 4 other OHL alumni were named to the team. Eric Stahl, Eric Odell, and Josh Hosang will be up front for Canada, while Edward Pasquale was named as a goaltender to the roster.
All right, so now let's get on with the show. Welcome, Ethan and Nick. Nick, this is your first time on Attack Wrap. How have you enjoyed your first couple of weeks in the Bears Den?
I've loved it. It was a warm welcome from all the boys in the organization. It's a top organization. You can tell right away the coaching staff is great. My billets are unbelievable. The whole city's been awesome. So really enjoying it so far.
Now, Nick, before we get started with your time for the Attack, you had the opportunity to play for legendary OHL coach and Marty Williamson. If you don't mind, just share some of your favorite moments in Barrie playing under Marty.
Yeah, Marty was a great coach. I learned some stuff off of him. He only got to coach me for about 3 months when I was in Barrie, but a great coach. Knows the game well. Obviously, has a great past in the OHL, and he's a coach that I'm sure I'll keep in touch with the rest of my life. And I learned a lot off him.
Now, how did you adapt to the new systems for the Attack since the acquisition from Barrie? And are there any similarities between the two structures for the teams?
Owen Sound. I think Wally here has a very different but unbelievable structure, in my opinion. It's very, very structured to start off, and then just the way that he gets you to cut off lanes and get to the middle of the ice. It just makes a lot of sense. And for someone who loves to play off the rush like me, I think it really benefits my game.
This is the second time you were traded in your OHL career. I'm just wondering, what is the first thing that you go and do when you enter a new organization? Do you go see the coach? Do you go see the players? Is it somebody from the supporting staff that you talk to first? What is the first couple of things that you do when you enter a new organization?
So when you find out, you're pretty much waiting for a call from the GM or the head coach of the organization. So once they call you, usually the next morning you'll leave. So when I left, and I go straight to the rink. So you go to the rink, drop off your equipment, meet everyone at the rink. Sometimes the boys are there, sometimes just the training staff, maybe the coaches aren't even there. So when I went, we had a skate that day, so I got to meet a bunch of guys, and then right after that, I went to my billets, and then got settled in here. So it happens quick, but it's every time it's a great experience.
Who was the first person that you met when you walked into the Bay Shore?
It was Brownie. It was Andy Brown. And he met me outside. Yeah, he met me outside. And that's me and Andy actually have a little bit of a connection, though. He's really good buddies with one of my best friends back home, Dad. So they have a little connection there. So we knew each other a little bit before that.
That's pretty crazy. And Ethan, we're going to ask you a little question about Andy Brown. With a lot of the team injured and needing treatment and whatnot, what does Andy Brown mean to the team and to the rest of the guys in the room?
He's unbelievable. He's amazing. He pretty much works 2 jobs, being the head equipment manager as well as the therapist, but he's in there 24/7. He's doing everything, whether it's skates, helping an injured guy out, giving us different kind of stretches, mobility. He does everything for us. And we really do appreciate everything he does.
Now, Ethan, the OHL is all about learning, whether it be a rookie season or an OA season. What were some lessons you learned early on in the season this year that will make you successful for the rest of this season?
I think it's definitely just taking care of your body. We're playing a ton of games coming up, and so I think it's just being able to prepare for practices, getting warmed up, and then right after, cooling down, stretching, rolling out, things like that, just to make sure your body's always in its best shape. And if you don't, then injuries definitely come in.
Now, I mentioned off the top there, you're tied for second in team scoring. What was one goal Was that a goal of yours that you had entering this season, and then maybe a goal, personal goal for yourself to finish off the year here as we're basically entering February?
Yeah, definitely to be up in points. I mean, that's not really a huge priority, but I definitely want to help the team scoring wise. I feel like that's a big part of my game, and so knowing that I'm doing a decent job of that makes me happy. It just helps us win, and just to keep going, keep scoring more. I know that if like I put some more pucks in the net, that it'll help the team win. So that's definitely a goal of mine to keep doing that.
Now, Nick, we're going to get to some highlights here soon, but in order to prove my next thought, you've had some success with Denny Gould coming over to the attack. What makes Denny such an exceptional hockey player?
I think one of the things he does really well is he always has the puck in a position where he's able to shoot. So that's why he has such a great shot. So when you have that ability to do that, you're going to find the back of net, which he has a bunch this year. And he just has a lot of patience with the puck. He's always finding little seams and stuff. And he's just a super smart player, easy to play with. And, he's doing well this year.
And what made the transition for you and him to gain so much chemistry so early?
I don't really know exactly. We obviously, you could tell right away. Like one of the first practices, we had a couple plays. I thought, wow, I got some chemistry with this guy. But like I said, he just sees the ice really well. I like to use my speed off the rush, so I think that opens up some room for him. Or if I could find him when he's trailing in the rush or whatever. So, there's been a couple games where we've had a ton of chances. We haven't got a couple of them go in. So hopefully we can find our groove here and start getting a ton.
Now, before we get to some highlights, we're starting to see the injuries rack up. It was up front early on in the season, now on the back end. As a result, everyone that is dressing is getting a lot of minutes than earlier on in the season. Two-part question. We can start with Nick and then go to Ethan. Do you personally enjoy the added ice time, and who's one player that you think has emerged as a result from the extra ice time?
Yeah, I love it. I wish I could be out there the whole game. I love playing out there. And then someone that is taking advantage of it. I think Oki. I think Oki Tundu. He's playing a lot of minutes right now. He had a couple of tough bounces at the beginning of the year with injuries and stuff like that. And I think now with his minutes, I think he's a really good player in my opinion. And I think he's going to show that here.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to be getting played a lot. Obviously, guys, we also have to earn it, but it's good to be able to play that much. Like I love it too. Like Porco said, a guy that I've noticed that has improved a lot and has been taking advantage of his minutes is Teos Jordan. He was scratched a bunch at the start of the year, and he worked out every day super hard. Like I saw him in the gym all the time, working hard, and it's really paid off for him. He's doing great now.
Like I mentioned, it was a busy weekend for you guys last weekend. Let's go to the last Thursday's highlights against the Barrie Colts.
Defense. It's Ethan Cardwell on the forecheck, putting pressure here on the power play unit. Cardwell creates the turnover, puck in front, shot stopped by Vaudry as Hunter Haight collecting it here for Barrie. He has his pocket picked by Porco. Porco shot stopped by Lalama. Elsma, Cardwell, McDonald puts it in front. That goes off a skating in. I think that's going to be Declan McDonald's goal. It looked like it went off an Owen Sound defenseman and in, but it's now 1-0. Chave on the far side drops it back. Shot stopped by Lalama. Possession, Del Monte sending it across for Tabak. Anthony Tabak over to Vierling. His shot, Vaudry the save, and then Del Monte puts it wide. He sends it down low. York got a stick on it. There's a shot, scores. That one's deflected in front. It looks as though Ethan Burroughs may have got a piece of it. And the Owen Sound attack, they've evened this game at 1. Back to the Colts bench. Artur Cholach putting it in front for Tabak, and Vaudry makes the save. Near side, Del Monte trying to feather that across. Shot, scores! What a setup by Ryan Del Monte, finds Declan McDonald. And the Barrie Colts have a power play goal. It's 2-1.
Oh, just what an absolutely beautiful feed there by Ryan.
Attack still with it. Chafe down low, finds Gwendon. Gwendon takes his time, fires and scores. Finds a hole in Mateo Lalama. And the Owen Sound attack, they've tied it up at 2. Ewan's back after it for Owen Sound. Puck taken away by Tabac. He'll find Del Monte, and a nice save there by Votary. Colts with it. Allenson shot. Votary the save. Rebound. Puck's loose. They're digging for it. Brant Clark shot. Nice save. Votary. One in. Chubrikov gets it again. Finds Sedley. Sedley down low. Chance across, and they score. Denny Gould on the doorstep. The Owen Sound attack. They have their first lead of the night. It's now 3-2. Allenson quickly to Vierling. Vierling down low. McDonald. McDonald in front to Cardwell, and Votary makes the pad save. Woolley will just hold this along the boards. 3 seconds, and that'll do it. The Owen Sound attack come into the Saddlein Arena and stun the Barrie Colts.
There we have it. Nick Porco named the third star. Corbin Votary makes 31 out of 33 saves in a 3-2 win for the Owen Sound attack over the Barrie Colts. Nick, we'll start out with you. This was your second game against your former team, but your first game back to Saddlein Arena since your trade to Owen Sound. What was it like walking into the arena and going to the visiting dressing room?
Yeah, it was pretty different. I was able to do it when I was in Saginaw, so I was able to go into that visitor's locker room in that rink and kind of know what at least the feeling is. So it was different, but it's part of the game. So you go out there and play no matter what where you're playing.
Take us through warm-up bit. How much are you focusing on the warm-up, and how much are you kind of lining up at center ice, catching up with some teammates while you have the chance?
Well, I had I took a picture when I was in Barrie with Allenson. But I just told him I still can't by myself right here, and I'm like, I'll do it right now. So he texted me before, and I told him that, and then we took the picture, and then after that, it's just trying to get warm for the game. It's just a game, so gotta be ready.
Ethan, this game saw a rare start from Corbin Votary. I thought this was Corbin's best game this season. He came up with big saves throughout, including a huge blocker save on Brant Clark midway through this third that kept the game tied at 2. What did you see in Corbin's game specifically?
I think he's really he's got a lot of confidence right now. Like, he's found his game, and he played unreal there, and in practice even he's been doing unreal. He's been making the extra effort to do things on and off the ice. So I think he's really starting to find his game, and it's going to be huge for us.
You specifically, you scored your 12th of the year. Prior to the season, did you have any specific goal totals in mind?
Not really. I just want to score as much as I can. So that's kind of just my thought going into it. So just focusing on that. But to double that would definitely be nice.
The game winner may have been scored by Denny Gould, but for me, it was Nick's unbelievable backhand, no-look pass to a wide-open Denny Gould. I'd like to assume that's a set play that you guys practice, and set power play that you guys are practicing. Yeah,
it's just the power play seems to be running down low from Sedley to me, and then I got the option to hit Burr in the bumper there, or I have Denny back door, and they're gravitating towards Burr there pretty good amount that game, and then that's when I had that idea where I knew that defenseman was going to push up on him, and then I had that lane to make the pass. So to be honest, people try to make it a crazy spinning no look pass, but I know exactly where he is, and he knows where I'm going to put that puck. So we practice it quite a bit.
Nick, assistant coach Joey Hisham was a first-round NHL pick and runs his own business, Skills Corp. What's he done for your game offensively since you've been acquired by Owen Sound?
He's already done a ton. He's unbelievable. Like, when I first got to Owen Sound, he was out with COVID, so I didn't get to meet him. And the coaches kept telling me, "You guys are going to be best friends," because he likes a lot of the hockey sticks and all the specs and stuff to him, and I'm the same way. So funny enough, I have my custom curve, and it's a pretty wicked curve with the toe and stuff. It's a little bit different. It's like a European style. And sure enough, like, Joey is almost identical to mine, and I don't see anyone that's even similar to mine. So. He showed me something. He showed me stuff off the rush, but he's just he's already helped my game out a ton. He's great. Really, he really knows what he's doing.
It seems like you've really fit in well in Owen Sound so far. Are there any challenges joining a new team for basically the second half of the season after the trade deadline there?
As an older guy, it's easier to, get comfortable in the locker room. Then the boys were great. So that was no issue. The billets, my billets were unbelievable. So that wasn't an issue. The only thing that is, tough at first, just kind of the systems, right? Just kind of knowing where everyone is. And then once you get comfortable with that, it's great. But, the organization has been nothing but awesome.
One question before we go to last Friday's highlights against Sarnia. I'm curious to know your opinion now that you've played in Barrie this season and Owen Sound. Are there any similarities and differences between the style of play between the East and Western Conference?
Yeah, the West always has the reputation to be a little bit tougher. I think there is a little bit more depth in the West. But the OHL is a great league. The competition's great. Even whether you're even a 10th place team in your conference, you're still going to put up a fight every night. But the East maybe a little bit more skill and possession than the West. The West, is pretty hard hitting, and it's just great hockey. But it's a great league, and you can't really compare them.
Only a few minutes left till we go for break. Let's quickly go to last Friday's highlights against the Sarnia Sting.
Up, big 6'7.5" Chibbercroft in front of the net. Rolling in there, Voigt drops it off. Nice chance there, and DeGursey denied by Chenard. Nice play by Voigt to set that up. Ritchie tries it off a stick wide. Sting, 45 seconds to go on the power play. Gained on. Cross ice feed broken up. The attack get it back though. Bryant drops it off. Petrovsky looks to walk in. He scores! Power play goal for the Owen Sound attack. As going upstairs, Servek Petrovsky picks up his 10th goal of the season. Only boxes there. Petrovsky cuts back to the inside. Played away by Romeo. Woolley, the captain, has to go back after it. There's Gaindon cutting now down that left wing side for the attack, trying to go to the front of the net, scores! Almost coast to coast, and he makes it 2-0.
Yeah, Cedric Gaindon.
Dumped in there, Bryant. Hands it back for Gore. Bryant, right there. Makachek stopped by Gaudreau. Sadly, it come down from this defensive position. And now a break for the Sting, shorthanded. Ty Voigt coming in here for Sarnia. Voigt to the forehand. He scores! Ty Voigt, short-handed for the Sarnia Sting. They are on the board, trailing this.
Here was a 1-0 hockey game through 2 periods, and they kind of played that defensive style of hockey before adding the 4 goals in the third. And they're certainly playing one of those solid road games again here tonight, not giving the Sting a whole lot of chances other than perhaps earlier in the first period. Things have been fairly slow for the Sting from an offensive standpoint.
But that works for the Sarnia Sting. And look who's back. You don't think he's excited? Ty Voigt scores the goal for the Sting, and we are tied 2-2. Yes. Yes, the first game was, you're right, in October in Owen Sound, but then later on in this building, as now Burke tries to go to that, he scores! The Sting keep on going, and Nolan Burke went to the front of the net, found an opening, and just like that, the Sarnia Sting have the lead. Nolan Burke has the goal for the Sting as the Petrovsky gained on. Romeo lost his stick as now Makachek shot. That stopped. Rebound, scores! Right out in front of the net, the attack, a tie it. Cedric Gaindon gets the goal, his 9th. 3-3 is our score. Stops right inside the line. Dillingham keeps it wide to Voigt. Voigt doesn't like the lane, so he'll just retreat. We see this a lot now. Burke's wide open. Burke able to walk right in with a shot. That's stopped by Chenard. He's tried to go 5-hole. Burke kind of got lost. 2 attack players have gone off. Sedley hands it off to Petrovsky as now he will drive into the zone. Petrovsky to the forehand. Gaudreau stayed right there with him. As Petrovsky stayed to that forehand side, Gaudreau worked to his right and was able to hold on.
Petrosky looking to go 5-hole there as well, but Ben Gaudreau said not this time. As we see Petrosky working his way in, and Gaudreau stays square to him, makes the save.
So here comes Voigt. He scored in the third. He scored in the second. Voigt walking in to the backhand. He scores.
The opportunity for the victory right here.
Petrovsky, he has to score to keep it alive. Petrovsky breaks in with a chance. He scores. Petrovsky gets the goal. We are all tied at 1 in the shootout.
As a member of the Sarnia Sting, would have been interesting there had he scored the shootout winner.
And Makachek now for the attack. He's 0 for 1 in shootouts this season. He goes to that wide side on the forehand. Makachek walking in. He scores. Stepan Makachek with the goal.
Just inside. Keep the game alive.
And it's on the stick of Nemesnikov. Nemesnikov walks in, waiting. Forehand, stop by Chenard. That'll do it. A big stop by Chenard, and the Owen Sound Attack celebrate a 4-3 shootout win in Sarnia.
A 4-3 shootout win for the Owen Sound Attack, highlighted by Cedric Guindon. He had that 3-point game Friday night as the Attack take down the Sarnia Sting. Now, Ethan, Cedric Guindon, like I mentioned, first star in the game, highlighted by a beautiful end-10 rush to make the game 2-0. Have you been able to see his game evolve, whether it be in practice or in games since September?
Yeah, definitely. He's gotten a lot more confidence now, especially with the puck and making plays like that, like driving the net like that. It's really nice to see. He's got tons of speed and he's using that to his advantage. So I'm happy for him, and I know he's going to keep it up.
The game ends up going to a shootout. Nick, you were one of the shooters. But the question is to the both of you. We can start with Nick and then go to Ethan. Do you enjoy shooting in shootouts? And when do you decide in the moment what you're going to do and what move you're going to pull off?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Obviously you get some nerves when you're the only one, you and the goalie are out there. But usually I have an idea. The Sarnia one, I had a little bit of an idea. Wasn't too sure. I thought I saw a hole. And then, Gaudreau was a great goalie. He made a good save on me, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it too. It is hard. There's like a lot of good goalies in this league, so it's kind of like a last minute decision almost. It's whether maybe the goalie's angle's a little bit off, you can shoot right away, or he's like really far out, you got to make a little move or something. But yeah, I really enjoy it, and it's fun to get creative.
We're gonna go to a quick break here. We've run out of time. Got to go to the commercial break. Stick around on the other side of the break. Plenty more hockey talk. We have What's in the Hat and a new game on the other side of the break here on Attack Wrap on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
What in the world?
Seek.
Have no idea what we're walking into.
Are you a Nazi? Explore.
I feel so insignificant. It's just jaw-dropping.
Take risks.
At 45 below, it's a survival issue.
It is real.
Here we come, Bison. Go on! Hit!
Understand.
What is going on?
I'm trying to figure it out. Knowledge is the key.
Simple as that.
Go further with National Geographic. Now in free preview.
Hi, I'm Ian Boddy, Mayor of the City of Owen Sound. To find out what's going on at your City Hall, please tune into our meetings on Rogers TV, Channel 53, Monday nights at 7 p.m. To follow along the agenda, please go to owensound.ca, click on City Hall, and then click on Council and Committees. We hope you'll join us.
I'm Colby Barlow. I'm a right winger with the Owen Sound Attack. Get great OHL action on Rogers TV as we bring you Owen Sound Attack games live, both home and away.
Welcome Welcome back to Attack Rap, Zach Scribner and co-host Adrien Mousseau, joined by special guests Nick Porco and Ethan Burroughs. Guys, just to get a quick thought on the finish of the game from Friday night. Servac really had his mind made up from the start there with that wicked wrist shot top shelf on San Jose Sharks prospect Ben Gaudreau. Central Scouting's mid-season rankings had him at 54. From both of your short time with Servac, what may be one of the aspects from his game that impresses you guys the most? We can start with Ethan and then go to Nick.
I think it's his vision and playmaking. He's so skilled with the puck. The way he sees the ice, like the first preseason game in North Bay, I was playing with him, the second one. I was playing with him, and he was unreal. Just the passes he was making, the smart plays. He's an awesome player to play with.
Yeah, I think he's great. Like Burr said, I think he has great vision, and with his skill, he's able to make some spectacular plays. So he's easy to get to play with because he sees the ice so well.
One, if not the main storyline coming out of that game, was Mark Woolley's hit on Ty Voigt. Mark was ejected from the game and still awaiting a suspension. We'll stay away from asking you guys comment on the hit itself. But Nick, we often ask teammates to comment on Mark's leadership qualities. We've gotten everybody says raving good things about Mark's leadership qualities. Could you give us your take on Mark Woolley?
Yeah, I think he's a great captain. He really reminds me when I was 16, my captain was Keaton Middleton, and he really reminds me of Midzi. And obviously Midzi is he's played some NHL games. He's having a great career right now, and just Wolves is a great leader. He leads by example, and and when he has to talk in the room, he knows when to talk, and he does a good job preaching what needs to be said. And he's just an overall great leader and an unbelievable person as well.
Speaking of leaderships and captains, who might have been one of your favorite, if not your best captain that you've ever had in your 5 years in the OHL?
I have to say Keaton Middleton still. Just an unbelievable person, a great leader. It was just, you kind of have to get to know him and play with them to really understand it. But, he was unbelievable. And, I couldn't have asked for a better captain as a 16-year-old. And, I'm still close with him, and, he's awesome.
Now time for the quiz. Adrien, take it away. It's a new game that we have here on Attack Rap.
Sorry about that. So, guys, we're going to start a new game in the second half of the year. It's all questions revolving your guys' selves based on your hockey life. So I'm going to ask Ethan a question about Nick and see if Ethan can answer it. And the opposite, I'm going to ask Nick a question about Ethan and see if you can answer it, okay? The first question is the same question to the both of you. What minor midget team did the other player play for?
Oh. I want to say Vaughn.
That is correct.
One for one, Burr.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Porco, do you know?
I'm getting from the spot here. Burr, I don't know exactly where you're from, buddy, but I want to say, was it Quinty?
No, there's a bunch of guys.
Guess. Yeah, that's a good guess. That's two.
You're from around that area.
Yeah, there's a couple on the team, but Ethan played for the Halton Hurricanes.
Nasty line with Lawson's shirt. That was a lot of fun to watch in minor midget.
Yeah.
Second question. We'll go within 3 here. But how many points did the other one put up in his rookie season?
Oh. I'm going to say 30.
Oof. Generous. I'll go, let's say 19.
Oof. Do you know how many points you put up, Ethan?
19. I think that's it.
You had 29.
My first year?
Yeah.
29?
Yeah.
You undercut yourself, Burr.
Yeah, give yourself some credit here, kid. And Nick had 14.
Flip mine, yeah, flip him around.
Oh, no, sorry, you did have 19. My bad. Right on, Porco. Okay.
Yeah, I had a good idea.
Yeah. Ethan, how many games played did Nick have in the OHL?
He's got 200 now. A big 200.
Correct. Congratulations, Nick. You played your 200th game Sunday against the Sarnia Sting. Next question, Ethan, specifically to you. In 2016-2017, in Nick's minor midget season, what award did the Sault Ste. Marie product earn?
Was it like the best GTHL player of the year? Is that one?
That is correct.
You're on a heater, Burr.
GTHL player of the year. Wow. We got
good guess.
So Nick, prior to the OHL draft, Ethan played in one OJHL game. What team did he play for?
Was it just like a Halton Junior A team?
Pretty close. He played for his hometown Georgetown Raiders.
Yeah.
Ethan, in that game, you got a 10-minute misconduct. Do you remember what the penalty was for?
Yeah, they have a rule where it's if you go like pretty much anywhere near the red line, because I don't remember crossing the red line in warm-ups. As soon as you get like pretty close to it, they give you a 10-minute penalty right away. I think there was another guy. I think there might have been 2 or 3 guys with me in the box just because they got the same
At
penalty.
the very beginning of the game, you started in the box.
Yeah, for the first 10 minutes.
What a great start to your post-minor hockey career.
Yeah.
Okay, now Nick, to you, what award did Ethan bring home as the high-flying winger for the Halton Hurricanes during his minor midget season?
Would it be the what league? Like, I don't even know. Like, I played in the GTHL, but I don't know like the
I know it's
the Ontario, like, I know like the OMHA, but what city would Halton be? Would that be OMHA or Alliance?
That's OMHA.
OMHA? Were you OMHA player of the year?
No, I wasn't.
He was not, but he scored the most goals.
Yeah.
Nice. Probably they got it then.
Fun fact for attack fans, former Owen Sound Attack Adam McMaster brought that same award home in his minor midget season as well. And final question, I'll ask it to Ethan here. What member of the women's national hockey team is born in your same hometown?
Oh, Sarah Fillier.
Correct. Do you know Sarah at all?
I do, yeah. I train with her in the summer.
She is, for anybody watching out there, she will be the next Marie-Philippe Poulin. She's the next big Canadian female hockey player. Wears number 10 for Team Canada.
That was a lot of fun, guys. I really enjoyed that.
Awesome.
That was good.
So just one more question before we go to last Sunday's highlights against Sarnia. We saw that game get a little heated, so let's talk about some rivalry. Ethan, Kitchener and London always provide emotional games where the tension gets high. What's your favorite rivalry in the OHL? And then Nick, you haven't got to play those two teams yet, so what was your favorite rivalry playing in Barrie?
I think Kitchener's always a good one. We've had some pretty heated games against them, so those have always been fun to play in. They're always pretty close in scoring too, so it makes it for an even better game.
Yeah, when I was in Barrie, my favorite rival was always Mississauga. I always had good heated games against them. I just like competing against those guys, so that was probably the best rivalry.
Let's go to this past Sunday's highlights against the Sarnia Sting.
Ryan Harrison and Mike Cairns, Chris Weir and Kevin MacArthur are working the lines, and we are underway. Thanks for joining us on Rogers TV. Owen Sound will shoot the puck in right off the hop, and reaching for it is Ethan Burroughs. Here's a pass on front for Porco on the one-timer, and he just slid it wide. Gets the goal. Price steps up on Ewan with a good solid check. Here's Gore with a shot. Blocker save made. Follows up the rebound. Trying to bank it home, and it comes through the crease out to the blue line. 18% is all they're clicking at.
But then as Adrien mentioned off the top of the broadcast, Owen Sound has been great on the PK.
Well, there it is for the Sarnia Sting. A power play goal right on cue. Ritchie from the point with the shot. And it's 1-0 for the visitor. Controlling it. Spins, finds Gore in the high slot. Gore will send it to the point. Jordan with the shot deflected. Save made, and it is covered up by Anson Thornton. Delays, finds DeGursey with a shot over top of the net. It's going to come off the back of Oteri, and it went wide. And they have to retreat. Here's Price with a shot. Blocked. And a good block by Denny Gore covering. From the side, they score! How about that? Nicely done by Gandon. But Gandon won't get a shot away. He steals it right back. Can he shoot this one? He does, and he tried to get Thornton leaning off the post a little bit there. And the stop was made. Gandon across. Shot. Left side save made there by Ewens. The Sting looking to score. Delaying. Laukin a shot. Batted out of midair by McIntyre. Oteri made the save. Covering at the line was Davio, just kept it in. DeGursey with a shot. Scores! Gore stepping in. Holds for Porco. Save was made by Thornton. Wait, with a little fake. Steps off the boards. One-timer coming in the middle. Save was made. Fantino off the boards. Fantino going to the net with Portocalis stepping up the right side. He scores! William Portocalis, what a great shot there. And he sprung on the breakaway. Price coming in on Oteri. Blocker save is made. Makachek gets up to his skates, out in front. Bryant stopped by Thornton. Porco couldn't stuff it home at the side. They jam away. It pops free. Burroughs scores! Don't go anywhere. The attack are to within one. It's the handle. Over to Sedley. Shot by Burroughs. What a block there by Nolan Burke. Here's Petrosky. One-timer Gore. Oh, he fanned on it. Behind the net. The Sting with a chance to clear, and they will, and that'll do it. So close, but not enough. The attack make things interesting, but the Sting hold on for a 4-3 road victory.
And the comeback falls just short. The Sarnia Sting managed to hold on against the Owen Sound attack 4-3 this past Sunday at the Bayshore. Nick, I said on air when you guys were down 4-0 in the third, you had the attitude of skating hard and not taking a shift lightly when you guys were still down by 4, whether it be up by 4 or down by 4. What example are you trying to set to the younger forwards on the team?
Yeah, exactly. It's just, you always, just never give up, just play the whole 60 minutes. You never know who's watching the game. Even for the pride of your teammates and your coaches and the whole organization, just play your heart out no matter what the score is. And, that's what I'm trying to do here in Owen Sound is just leave a good remark on the younger guys because it's a great organization. It's a winning organization. So, just keep it going. And I'm just happy to be here.
Ethan, when you guys are down 4-0 going into the third, at what point did it click in that you guys can come back from this in this game?
Oh, we just kept working. We kept getting chances, and eventually they just started to go in. So once we got those first 2 goals and the third one at the end with the empty net, those kind of really the first one really just got us going even more. It gave us a lot more offensive chances and everything, and that just that helped us a lot.
Just a quick question before we get going to the interview with Jordan Hill. The previous time where we had you on the show was around this time, or it was around that time where the attack acquired William Portocalis. Ever since, he's put up incredible numbers in terms of production. First off, is there anything you've noticed about him that may have contributed to his success so far? And second, do you ever find yourself asking him questions, whether it be a game or practice scenario?
Yeah, he's a super skilled player, so he knows a lot. He's really good with his hands are amazing. So just getting some moves from him here and there, that always helps. And so he's definitely helped us in both ends of the ice.
Mark McKelvey stood by ringside this past Sunday afternoon with assistant coach Jordan Hill.
Mark McKelvey standing ringside following the Owen Sound Attack's 4-3 loss against the Sarnia Sting, joined by assistant coach Jordan Hill. And Jordan, wrapping up what was a 3-game weekend for your hockey club. You got 4 out of a possible 6 points, but always a little bit of a bitter taste in your mouth when you don't get the points in the final game of the weekend. Today's game, how did you look at it? Because it was kind of a tale of 2/3 being not very great, but you guys were able to at least make things interesting in the third.
Yeah, obviously it was nice to see we outshot them, I think 23-5, but at the end of the day, definitely disappointed in our group with that effort tonight. I know we were short 2 bodies, had our, one of our goalie get sick last minute. But at the end of the day, we got to adapt, and that wasn't the effort we were expecting tonight.
What changed potentially? I guess you take some bodies out of the lineup. That obviously makes a little bit of a difference, but having the day off, it wasn't a 3-3. Did you feel the team came in prepared today?
Yeah, we're always prepared, but then, like I said, it's a long season. And I think that's a little bit of a testament to how important getting in the gym is when you have the opportunity to. We have a lot of hockey coming up, and I think our in-game shape tonight didn't show very well. Obviously, being short bodied, that doesn't help. But that was something, like I said, we were very disappointed with how we came out, and they were desperate, and we weren't, and that's how they got the jump on us.
Obviously, things got interesting in the third period, though, and you were able to put up 3 goals, and you mentioned all the shots there. What do you chalk that up to? Did you find the team started to play a little bit desperate, or did you think maybe Sarnia let up a little bit? Yeah, I've definitely played desperate. We changed a little bit of the system, be more aggressive, obviously. We tried doing that off the hop, didn't work. They carried the momentum most of the game. We finally found a chance to turn the tide with the 1 goal, and then obviously, we put some pressure on them and had an opportunity to tie the game, and we came up short. All right, so looking ahead to next weekend, and there's the possibility it could still be a little short on the back end, but it's been opportunity for young players. What'd you make, I guess, over the last little bit of the growth of a player like Cal Ewens and Cedricson Okitundu, Teos Jordan, because they have not looked out of place at all, in my opinion, in most situations. Yeah, no, I'm very proud of a few of the young guys and how they stepped up. I know it was tough for Teos. He didn't play for maybe 2 months. Came in against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, one of the best teams in the league, and really didn't look out of place, like you mentioned. Cal Ewens is starting to figure things out. Obviously, he's still making young mistakes, but that's part of it, and that's the exciting part of their opportunity right now. They can learn from just essentially doing these situations, which is always tough. A lot of young guys don't get that opportunity as much as they are now, so it's definitely exciting for them, and it's a good opportunity for me to sit down with them after and do some video and work on things in practice. So it's obviously short-term, a little bit of pain at times when you don't have those leadership and the older guys to lead you, but it's a great opportunity for them to learn and going forward for their careers. And lastly, looking ahead to next weekend, I know you can take it one game at a time, but next up will be the Barrie Colts once again. What was a hard-fought game on Thursday night, I would expect much of the same this Thursday. What do you guys see from their hockey club? Because I think over in the Eastern Conference, a lot of people consider them one of the upper tier teams, and you guys have played them pretty well, except for that one game on January 9th. Was that just a bit of a one-off, and how'd you feel about the effort on Thursday against them? Yeah, obviously I think the one-off was we were just coming back from a few shutdowns COVID-wise. They never shut down once. They were practicing the whole thing, so we'll chalk that one up to that in that sense. We felt good against them last Thursday. I think we started slow, and that's something we're going to have to figure out what's going on in that situation by watching that video over again. But they're a good hockey club, like you mentioned. They got a lot of firepower up front. Clark, obviously, on the back end, a good goalie, Matt Guzda, and that's a big part of the OHL, and your best players are your best players. All right, well, best of luck coming up next weekend, and 3 games in 3 days. That doesn't get any easier. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Mark. All right, once again, as mentioned, the Attack back in action Thursday evening at 7:30 against the Barrie Colts.
A big thank you to Mark McKelvey and assistant coach Jordan Hill for the post-game interview after Sunday's game against the Sarnia Sting. Guys, we're going to go to What's in the Hat here in a minute, but first off, Nick, a question for you. Obviously, this is your OA year, second half of the season. What excites you most for finishing your career here in Owen Sound?
Just getting to go to the rink every day with a great group of guys. Getting to play this much, this many games. It's awesome, and I think that we can put ourselves in a good spot in the West, and surprise a couple teams. So I'm just super excited.
Like Zach said, it's time for another edition of What's in the Hat. Ethan's a regular at this. He's a vet. Nick, what I'm going to do is there's questions inside the hat here. I'm going to pull them out, and you give me the first thing that comes to your mind. These are all brand new questions as of today. So we're going to start with Ethan, then go to Nick for his answer. All right, we ready? Cool. First question, best arena food.
Bay Shore. Popcorn, though. The popcorn of the Bay Shore. There we go.
Popcorn for sure.
All right. Best nickname on the team.
Oh, this is tough. Porks, if you got your, I'll let you answer first.
I like Fantino. I like how it's just Tino. I like that.
Tino.
Actually, I like that too. Or Wolves. That's just nice and simple like that. That's nice.
Cool.
All right, next question. Favorite subject in school?
This guy's a teacher, by the way, so be careful.
Not phys ed. Can't say phys ed. You guys are too athletic.
Math then, math.
I'll go math, yeah.
Numbers, guys. Statistics. All those scoring goals. I see how it is. Favorite goalie to play against in the O?
I'm going to say our former goalie, Matt Guzda.
Tucker Tynan.
All right. And last question here. Favorite sport other than hockey?
Golf or football?
I like mixed martial arts, UFC.
Very good UFC on this weekend. Oh, that was fantastic. Were you watching it, Porks?
Yeah, I was watching it. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was a little different fight than I expected, but it was awesome.
Absolutely. Well, there we go. Another edition of What's in the Hat. New questions just for the second half of the season. Nick, we ask all the guys, so maybe get it out of you. Do you have a celebrity crush? We'll put you on the spot here.
Yeah, Kendall Jenner. Probably Kendall Jenner.
There we have it. Another edition of What's in the Hat. Guys, like we mentioned, Owen Sound has a very busy schedule coming up. I believe 9 home games in the month of February alone. We can start with Ethan and then go to Nick. Is there a change in preparation for basically a 3-3 to the daily routine change leading up to game days?
Sorry, did you say start with Nick?
We'll start with you, Burr.
Okay. It's our guys, we always prepare the right ways. Definitely maybe doing a little bit more, getting some more rest, just being able to keep your body in top shape so you're not too sore or pull a muscle or something like that. So just staying on top of the stretching.
Yeah, exactly. Rest is important. Getting naps in, going to bed at a good time, and being at the rink. Even though you just played a 2-hour game, and if you play 20 minutes, just get on the bike for that 30-minute flush, and it's important. So just recovery and rest is the biggest thing.
Ethan, 0-6 versus the London Knights this season. The next matchup between the two teams is scheduled for Sunday, February the 6th at the Bayshore. So many of those games have been decided by one goal. I think there was a shootout and a few overtime game winners by London. What's the key to beating the London Knights that Sunday afternoon, at the Bayshore?
I think he's just getting a lot of shots tonight. They have a good goalie, and you never know, like those shots, whether they might get deflected or something, and go in. So just getting little shots like that, and just shutting down their top guys. Obviously, they have some good goal scorers there, so just being able to shut those guys down will help us.
All matchups left with the last place Erie Otters. They've been on a hot streak as of late, though, and 7 games remaining against the Kitchener Rangers, who kind of sold at the deadline. No games can be taken lightly or go into it with this game's a guaranteed win attitude. Nick, what approach must the team have to come out victorious against those two teams?
I just think we have to be ready off the start. Like Hillsy was saying in the interview, just got to be ready to go off the start, come out strong, and just play with confidence. When we're playing with confidence, we're playing our style of hockey. Really tough to play with, so that's just what we got to do.
Now, Nick, with less than half the games left in the schedule, I'm wondering what's next for Nick Porco. Are you trying to get a pro contract? A lot of former Attack players went out east to school. What's next for you?
Yeah, the goal is to get a pro contract. Hopefully in North America. Europe interests me, so maybe that's a path that I'll take one day. But I obviously have my school package. I have a good school package, so I'm not afraid to use that either. So we're going to finish out the year here, and then I'll sit back for a couple of weeks and look at my options, and then go from there. But I want to play pro hockey. I still have the dream of going to the NHL, so that's still the goal.
Nick, I'm curious to know, you were drafted by the Dallas Stars. When you got to go to some of those rookie camps, what did you learn there just about becoming a pro and being around some fellow elite talent and maybe even some NHL guys?
Yeah, it was great. The camps were awesome. I always learned a lot, and they're super busy. So you never had much time to, go around the city or anything like that. It was a lot of hockey. So, but that's good. That's what you're there for. So that was great. And then, even last year I got to play in the AHL with a bunch of pros, and that style was awesome as well. So great lifestyle, and that's what pushes me to want to get there one day.
Now, Nick, we always ask 2 specific questions to guests on their first appearance on the Attack Wrap. Since it's your first time on the show, I'll ask them to you right now. What was your welcome to the OHL moment?
Welcome to the OHL. You know what? To be honest, it might have been when I was telling my Bills this story. A couple guys at the rink, but it was like probably like my 4th or 5th OHL game. I'm thinking. I remember like hearing like the week before Owen Sound was coming to Saginaw, I was Suzuki about how good this guy is. Can't wait to see this guy. Guys are saying, oh, he's gonna be so tough to play against, and I didn't really see anyone was talking about anyone like that really. And like first shift, it was a pretty dead crowd in Saginaw, and he comes down and like just above the blue line, he just rips one, and it goes crossbar, and it hit crossbar, and instead of going up and out, it went crossbar and like outwards over the glass, and the whole place went silent, and it was like just like, oh my gosh, this guy's legit. So that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. The second question is, what is one life lesson that you've learned over the pandemic?
I think just having a routine. Like in the pandemic, there was no routine, and it was tough to, have the motivation to go work out or anything like that. So once you get once I found a routine in the pandemic, I was able to do it a lot more. So that's what I enjoy about the season, is just having a routine, and makes things a lot easier.
Guys, obviously no fans in the building now, but we're getting there soon, starting January 31st, like I mentioned. Just a quick message to everyone watching on Rogers TV that you'd have for a message for the fans watching at home.
You'll be back soon, so get ready for some good hockey.
Yeah, we'll be back. So I'm looking forward to playing in front of the Bayshore fans.
Now, just for a weekly recap here, it's another 3-game week for the Owen Sound Attack, starting off Thursday when they go up against Nick Porco's former team in the Barrie Colts at Sadlin Arena. Friday night, the Attack are headed down Highway 6 to the Kitchener Auditorium to take on the Rangers. The Attack lead the season series 2-1. And then to finish off the weekend, the Attack hosts Sasha Pasajov and the Guelph Storm. The teams have 2 wins apiece this year in their season series against each other. Guys, I want to take this time to say a big thank you for joining us. It was a lot of fun, and you guys really did well at that quiz game. Big thank you on behalf of Adrien and I.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. And just a quick reminder, guys, with the Owen Sound Attack being in Kitchener next Tuesday, we won't have an episode of Attack Wrap, but we'll be back the following Tuesday after with a few more players on the team. That does it for today's episode. A big thank you for joining us here on Attack Wrap on Rogers TV.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Invited me to die for it, and I RSVP'd Yes Queen.